All right. Well, thank you first off for joining us. We do these meal prep workshops once a month. Um, this week, actually, this month we're doing it twice because Kelly Kemper is going to run one the end of the month, same workshop, but just wanted to do it closer to when school was going back. So, and when it fit her schedule. So, these are all slow cooker meals. So it's great when it does get hot in your kitchen this summer. August seems to be that month where, we get super hot right when it's time to go back to school. So we decided that this would be our meal prep workshop for this month. And then we have new ones coming out starting in September. We'll get you the details on the dates and times for those. They usually we always do 7 to 8 p.m. Always on a Sunday night, just because we feel like that's kind of a great time to kind of winding down for the weekend, get your meals prepped, peace of mind knowing you've got meals made that you can be ready to roll with, for the week or parcel them out throughout the, next couple weeks. If you are a family smaller in size, uh, these meals do serve, they're 6 servings, but you can always take and separate them out. We do have uh, Debbie, who usually comes on, but she's on vacation this week. She lives alone, and so what she does is she'll usually get 3 meals out of one of our meals. And what she does is as soon as like when she slow cooks it, she'll parcel that out, like I said, so she's got the 3 meals. Or if it's not a slow cooker meal, she'll do it beforehand and separate out. Like if it's a grill meal, she'll separate it out so that she can get more meals out of it, and she's not wasting anything. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then if you're a bigger family, like Tracy's family, sometimes they're doing a double batch of everything. Like the night that we did Burger Mania, I think she did probably 500 burgers. No, I'm just kidding.
Close to it.
Not that many burgers, but it was a lot of burgers, I'm
It
sure.
felt
So
that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a lot that day. So, and usually we can get all of our meals prepped and ready to roll within an hour or less. I do have this recording, so I do make it into a YouTube video, so you can always go back and rewatch it and make these meals again at any time that you're interested. You've got your prep instructions, you've got your grocery list, so you should have everything that you need. Couple of things to keep in mind that this is a little different because it's not doesn't have the normal cookbook. This was actually created by a friend of mine at Tastefully Simple, and so it's not the normal layout. Your cooking instructions are the last page of your document, so just know that you've got that there. So when you're looking and going, "Where's the cookbook?" It's really just your last page of the document. So it's just something to keep in mind. The other thing that's really nice about these prep workshops or classes, I should say, I got to get in the habit of class, is that if you don't like a certain like protein, you can always drop that out and replace it with something that you like more. If you don't like a certain veggie, just, omit it completely or put in something that you do like. So there's no problem with doing that. And just as a reminder too, there is a sheet that shows you like what additional items you'll need for when you're serving the meal. So just know that that's there. Like you don't want to buy the buns and ahead of time and then you don't eat it for a month or something like that, because that'll be you know not really fun to have your buns that long. I don't know. Sometimes they seem like they last a really long time, but I don't think they'll be hard as a rock by then. So all right. So a couple of things I do want to suggest is if you have a large bowl that you can get out and use your bags, like when we put our freezer bags that we're working with, just set them down in the bag or in the bowl, I should say, because that way it's not going to tip over and send everything flying onto your kitchen counter. One of our guests that couldn't make it on, Gina, we were doing the soup workshop, and she actually didn't put it in a bowl. And I don't know what happened, but the soup just fell over. So she was finding soup in spots for like weeks. And she's like, I thought I cleaned it all up. So that's why I always suggest a nice big bowl. And then that way you can put your freezer bags down in the bowl, and that way they're not going to tip over and make a mess for you. So, all right, are you all ready to get prepping? Yeah. And so, Amy, will you hold your bag up for me for just a second? Okay. So one suggestion I always make is if you take the bag and fold the top of it over, it allows you to have more of an open bag, like so you're not getting all over the seal of the bag. Because when we seal this, we
Yeah.
want to get as much air out as possible. That's just a nice help to be able to make sure that you got a good seal and everything like that. So, all right, so we're going to start with the apple barbecue pork loin. So if you haven't done it already, you're going to want to add the 4 pound of boneless pork loin to your gallon size bag. Now, one thing I would also suggest is if you have, Christopher, you always say masking tape. Is that right? That you said you use masking tape to label on your bags? You can do that, or if you don't have masking tape, you can always do a Sharpie, but sometimes the Sharpie will smear, so unless you let it dry.
Yeah.
I also like to add, hey Trish. No, Charlotte, how are you? So one of the other things that I like to do is I put the date that I made the meal, that I prepped it, so that if it for some reason gets, stacked underneath everything, at least I know when the meal was made. So, and then if you do an S, like a SC for slow cooker, then that tells you, hey, this is a slow cooker meal. All right. So if you have your meat already in your bag, this is pretty quick and easy. We're going to add 1 can of apple pie filling. So if you have a spatula so you can get all that out, that's a great way to do it. And I'm not prepping with you because I slow everybody down when we're prepping and I'm talking. It doesn't work. So this is why I don't prep with you. I used to try and it just does not work well. So, all right. So once you have that finished, then you're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of your apple cider vinegar. So we've got the apple pie filling and then apple cider vinegar.
Kelly, if my house gets too noisy, just feel free to mute me.
I can't hear you at all.
Okay, good.
Lots going on there.
Yeah, but it's, calm before the storm. Nathan's helping me with the chicken.
All right, I should talk fast then. Oh,
That's my
how
oldest
fast did you
one.
finish, huh?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Then you're going to do 2 tablespoons of your onion. And this, your cap on your regular size jar is 2 tablespoons. So whenever you're having to, make like a dip or you're doing anything that would require you to do measurement, if it's 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, you can use your cap. Carrie, you knew that probably from when you were a consultant before, right? Yeah. I figured you knew that already. That was like the little secret. So Carrie was a consultant back in 2020, right? Towards the end of 2020. So, and she's coming back because she's coming back to make meals because she loves products. So, all right. And if I go too fast or too slow, please don't hesitate to tell me. You don't have to be muted. We can talk. I don't have to be the only one talking. So if you have a tip or a trick, let us know. So, all right. So we're going to move on to our 1 tablespoon of ultimate steak seasoning. And then you're going to need 3/4 of a cup of the smoky bacon barbecue sauce. I'm putting all of that in 1 freezer bag. And then we're going to seal it. We're going to kind of shake it up, zhuzh it all together. And then I open the bag back up and really get the air out and then seal it. Because air is not your friend. We don't want any freezer burn on our meat. So this is when we squeeze all that out, get as much air out of it as possible. And I'll give you some time to catch up. Now, one of the things while they're working on their bags, I also like to double bag my meals. That way when I'm them, I just like to, in case something somehow punctures the side of the bag, when it's in the freezer, then we're not leaking it all over the refrigerator as it's defrosting. So
A little side thing that I've done with my slow cookers, you know how you can at the grocery store you can get like the slow cooker bags that go into your slow cooker.
Yeah.
I like for this situation, because I prepped one of these the other day, I put all of it into a slow cooker bag.
So smart.
And then I took it and put it in that gallon bag that you have her making with Amy prepping right now. That way you can save that extra gallon bag, and then you slow cooker right after it, and you can just slide that right in there.
That's perfect. That's a great idea.
Yeah, because and Christopher, you were over today for the tasting. I went in to grab my slow cooker bags and my box was there, but they were empty. And I was like, "Screw bag."
Yeah,
So, but I love the idea. So then do you just do a twist tie on it or how
yeah,
do you?
yeah.
Okay.
So I just I suctioned as much air as I could get out of it, and then I did like a spinning of the bag, and then
Yeah.
did a twisty tie, and then wrapped it, kind of like wrapped the twist the like the top part around the bottom,
Yeah.
and then slid it into the gallon bag.
I love it. That's a great tip.
That's a great
I'm gonna
idea.
do that from now on.
Um,
Thank you.
Yep.
So let me know, give me a thumbs up when you're ready to move on to the next meal, and then we'll. All right.
I
Amy, how are
knew
you
that was
doing?
happening. I saw Amy going for it.
I know.
I was like, that fan has got to be going first here soon.
Like it's
Yeah,
hot.
it's already getting warm.
That's why we're making slow cooker meals in August,
Yeah.
so that it keeps the house cool. So. All right. So I will tell you, I'm just gonna give you a tip. Well, I'll just share with you my favorite recipe in all of these is the chicken breast with gravy. That is so, it's just, they're all good, but that's like my favorite. So I can't wait to hear from you when you make these, like which one's gonna be your favorite. So
What do you love about it?
That one we just did smells really amazing.
yeah, it is. What do I love about it? It's just like amazing comfort food, and you put it on a bed of mashed potatoes when you're ready to serve it. I guess a bed of, I mean, that sounded like a salad, but it's so good, and that's, I mean, even like Rick's like, oh, this is a great meal, like I always love when he gives me feedback like this is like definitely you can make this one anytime again, because all of them are going to be like that, sometimes you're going to make a meal and you're like, was good, but I don't need to make it again. And this is we've done this one before, so we're coming back to it this summer because I think the meals have been that are really good. So
Awesome.
I made we did it last month, the French dip sandwiches, and we put it in the
yes,
freezer. I put that in the crock pot and made it for a family who had a surgery. And the
that's
son
good.
told the mom, "You've got to take cooking lessons from her."
Oh, I love it. That's great. That
is
is so
awesome.
cool. That's awesome. So
That was very sweet of you, by the way.
yeah, and her son was asking, why aren't you say like he wanted the dessert, right? And you were taking it to somebody else.
I know my son is very frustrated because I've taken like 3 desserts to other people places, and he's like, "When are you making for us?" So I've got to whip him up something here this week.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So just as a side note, when you go to make this one, this meal that you just prepared, when you go to put it in your slow cooker, this is going to be on low for 7 to 8 hours. And then you'll slice it down and then serve it. So, and then it's just, again, just wanted to let you know that that's how you're going to serve that. There aren't any additional items that you need for serving. So it's just simply that, and then whatever sides you decide to make. So, right? Okay, can we go on to the next one? We all good?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. All right, so our next one is going to be our garlic beer French dips, and this is the one that Debbie's talking about, right? Or Deborah's talking about, right? Is this the one you made, Deborah? Or was it something different?
No, I made it with like a chuck roast. Is this
Okay,
the
okay.
beer brats, the one or the root?
This is the one, it's a chuck roast, it's a beef chuck roast, so 3 pounds. You throw that into the gallon size bag first. And this is called garlic beer French dips.
Oh yes,
So,
those
so it
were
might be a
good
different
too.
recipe. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a different one.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yes. Yeah. All right, Amy, is your meat in the bag already? You ready to
I'm
go?
actually not making this one just yet. I'm gonna make it later.
Okay,
so-
sounds good.
I skipped
I'll-
this one, but I do want to make it, but it's probably
Sounds
later.
good. All right. So then I'm just going to talk through it. We're going to be doing 1 can of French onion soup. Then 1 can of root beer. And Tracy's a teacher, so she's going to be going back to school soon. So these will be perfect to have these meals prepped. Right, Tracy? I said you're a teacher. It'll be nice to have all your meals made.
Especially with school starting this week.
I think Carrie goes back to school this week too. Is that right,
Oh, I'm a
Carrie?
teacher too.
Are you a teacher?
Yeah.
Lots of teachers on here. What grade do you teach, Carrie?
I'm an elementary school counselor. I have K to 5 in Groveport
Oh my
School.
gosh.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
it's so rewarding. I love it. Yeah.
I bet you see so much and you
Oh
know, you're
yeah,
making a
yeah,
huge
for sure.
difference.
I'm ready to go
So,
back. It's good to go back, and in the spring I'm exhausted, but yeah.
yeah, right. So Lisa's a PE teacher
Oh,
and I taught anywhere from 2nd to 8th grade over the years when I taught for 28 years. And then
awesome.
Tracy, well, Deborah, you taught high school.
I taught high school for 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then,
fun.
yeah, and then Tracy, you are in Montessori, right? It's
Right, I do first, second, third grade.
Oh,
Montessori.
fantastic. See, look at us. We know we're teachers. We all have to get a second income.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, my third income, yeah.
Third. Yeah, actually,
I'll vouch for that. That is terrible. That should not be.
I know.
But it is the way it is.
Teacher should be the highest paid job in the country.
Yeah, we think so too, but
Yeah.
you know.
I would have been an athlete if I could have, but I could, no way.
Yeah, right. All right, so in this one, you're gonna need all 3 seasonings. So you're gonna need garlic, you're gonna need 2 tablespoons of that one. So that's just the capful. Hi, Cece. She's getting tall, Trish. Getting really tall. Her daughter's on the side. I haven't seen her lately. So, all right, and you're gonna need 1 tablespoon of onion, and then 1 tablespoon of the ultimate steak seasoning. And as Angie Zalotowski always says, she's the one that created this. She goes, now you want to seal your bag and zhuzh it all up. So you mix all those seasonings together and then you open it again and get the air out. But with the root beer in here, you might not want to shake it too much. So
The ultimate steak, I had never used that until I started doing the meal prep workshops.
Yeah.
And it is so good. Like
I know,
I'm
it's
on my
awesome.
second jar.
yeah, I use that on Brussels sprouts. I love it on Brussels sprouts.
Okay,
So if
good
you're a
to know.
Brussels sprout person, Christopher Steven might think that's really good. I don't know if he eats Brussels
I
sprouts.
was
or not,
I was
but
just about to ask you, like, I thought I read about it, but yeah, so it's not something you can eat, like the bacon.
Yes. Yeah, and there's a recipe there's a few recipes, and the one has the bacon aioli that you can drizzle on. So
Ooh.
bacon aioli is it's our new sauce for the season. So Carrie, you remember change of seasons, new catalog. So yeah, so we just came out with bacon aioli, and Christopher brought these delicious potatoes with the aioli on it today. So,
It's so good. Oh my God. You can
so
put it on
yummy.
anything, to be honest, like as
Yeah.
a spread or sandwiches. You can marinate
Yeah.
it for chicken or steak or anything. But so I
Mhm.
took baked potatoes, I like cut them and smashed them. And then put a little bacon bits in it, and then cheese, like a mixed cheese blend, a little sour cream, and then the aioli on top, and it's to die for.
Was so good. So good. Hey, I didn't even read that. Is it real bacon though? I mean,
No. Oh,
no.
the aioli.
Yeah.
I think they blend it. I'll have to relook, but I feel like it's the same ingredients for the bacon, and they just mix it, but it's mayo. So if you have a
Oh, so
vegan,
you
you're
wouldn't
not
do
going to be
that.
able to. Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. After I said it, I was like, yeah, I probably should have thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have vegan mayonnaise in it. So, all right. So let me know when you're ready to move on to the next meal, because we're going to be going on to our beer and garlic brats. And there's still plenty of season left for, brats, but we're going to do these actually in the slow cooker. So, just so you know, on the prep instructions and the extra ingredients on the last recipe, for the garlic, and it says beer, it's garlic beef. I'm sorry, there's a typo on it. Garlic beef French dip. No wonder it sounded weird. You will need hoagie buns and Swiss cheese slices for when you serve it. And then all of these you'll thaw before you throw them in the slow cooker. This one will be for 7 to 8 hours also. And then once you take it out, you're gonna shred this one. So this will be a shredded one. And then you can, toast the hoagie buns and put the meat on, top with cheese. And then they suggest putting it in the broiler just to kind of melt that cheese down. But if if you're like, don't even want to turn the oven on at all, you don't have to. So, all right. How are we doing? Everybody ready to move on to the brats? I don't want to go too fast, so.
I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay,
You're right.
sounds good. All right,
Cover that.
so on this one, you will have 6 to 8 uncooked brats in a gallon-sized freezer bag. And then what you're gonna do is you'll be adding a large sweet onion, and you're gonna want to slice that. So if you haven't sliced that up yet, go ahead and get that sliced. And then you'll throw that in the bag as well. So you can imagine how great this flavor is gonna be. So. And if you don't love onions and you don't want to put those in, that's fine. You don't have to. It'll just give it a little bit different flavor. So for those of you that were at the tasting today, do you want to share your favorite product with Amy and Carrie so they know like what to be on the lookout for?
I loved Deborah's snickerdoodle cookies.
Yeah,
Those were Nikki's,
Mm.
Oh,
actually.
Mickey's. Okay.
but it was
they
the
were
same
delicious.
product. Yeah.
But the cinnamon crumble cake mix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
that
I
sounded
thought
good.
that buffalo chicken dip that Tracy made was delicious. And I think it won, didn't it? It won the golden spoon.
Yeah, sure did.
So we voted, so they got, so.
So I'll who I can't remember. I think Lisa brought the other
Yeah,
buffalo dip. So it was
Yeah.
interesting to have like the room temperature buffalo dip as opposed to the hot, steamy crock pot buffalo dip.
yeah,
And they tasted completely different. It was fascinating to me. Like
Yeah.
Lisa's room temperature, where she
Was-
didn't really add any extra things to it, had like a kick to it.
Yeah.
But it was like not too overwhelming for people that don't like that kind of stuff. But then
Tracy's was,
Tracy's was like fat, like the chicken, like it was like obviously it won, so it was, but it was awesome. It was interesting and awesome to see the two different types of the same
Mhm.
product.
Yeah. And we did a lot of those things where they got to taste it in 2 different ways. So, all right, here I am talking and I'm not even helping you out. So, you needed a 1/4 cup of butter, which I already saw Amy throw hers in. And again, you need another can of either beer or root beer for this one. So you can choose which one you want to do. And then your measurements for this one, you're going to need garlic, and the ultimate steak seasoning. So you need 2 tablespoons of the garlic, and 1 tablespoon of the ultimate. And I didn't say to do this, but some people like to take their brats and like put a fork in them. So when you're taking them out, throwing them into the slow cooker, if you want to just stab them a couple times with a fork, just so that as it cooks, some of that will go in, it'll continue to go into the meat as you are cooking it. So, and then this one, the only thing you're gonna need, like when you're serving would be your hot dog buns, because you've already got the onions and everything that are gonna be in, as it's cooking. So, and then obviously your whatever your side dish is gonna be. And then this one is gonna just be in the slow cooker for 6 hours. And you're gonna serve the brats and onions on the hot dog buns, and then you can add whatever toppings you want. So Carrie, do you do much meal prepping?
I really don't. And then once I saw this, Deborah reminded me and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get back to this. I
Yeah.
actually split up everything. I had 21 bags that I made today. My husband and I'm my kids are grown. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is we bought so much because I was going to double it. And
Yeah.
But yeah, I had 21 bags. Seems like a maze. So we're excited.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially with going back to school now, you don't even have to think about it, you know? So that's awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it.
Sure, sure. Hopefully it'll be the first of many. So. And like I said, we still I have to talk with a couple other people on the team. We're gonna plan out our menu for the next 4 months. And then we'll get that out there to everybody and hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll be good times and meals that are interesting to you. So
I think Sunday night is a great time for this, especially,
I
so-
know, I think so too. Some people do, some other teams do it like during the week, like on a Tuesday night. I'm like, I feel like this kind of can be better because it's kind of like wind down time and yeah. And our goal is to keep growing it to more and more people. So if you all have people that might be interested in meal prepping, consider this something to do in the future. So, and then Amy and Tracy, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready to move on to the chicken breast and gravy. Yeah, so,
Sorry, what?
just let me know when you're ready to move on to the next meal.
I'm ready.
So this again is my favorite one that you're getting ready to prep. So this is the chicken breasts and gravy. And you should add 6 boneless chicken breasts to your gallon-sized freezer bag if you haven't done so already. And I know some of the chicken breasts are so gigantic, you can slice those in half if you need to. I'm always amazed. I'm like, how is that
Yeah.
chicken that big? And I always love to see pictures. So if you're making your meal and you think to take a picture of it, don't hesitate to share it out there. And Kelly Wenzel tag me. So all right. So Tracy, are you actually making 2 of these meals right now?
I doubled the brats. I probably have more than 3 pounds of roast. And I bought like 7 pounds of chicken after I left your house today at Sam's, so I just split that between the two.
Plenty fresh.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So with this one, after you have your chicken in the bag, you're going to add 2 packets of the dry, either turkey or chicken gravy mix. So there's little packets. You'll need 2 of those. And then you will need 1 can of cream of chicken soup. And Deborah, if you have any tips as I know you are not you are very versed in techniques in the kitchen that I am not probably so versed in. So if you ever have anything you want to add to it, add to letting us know something, a tip or a trick that could make a difference, just let us know.
I will let you know because I love that kind of stuff. Like it is my heart. Like meal
like I
prepping for
actually-
families and
Yeah. I had to call Debbie Deborah last night. I don't know why I keep saying Debbie. That's weird, Deborah.
only my dad can call me Debbie.
I know that's weird. I don't know why yeah, that's weird. I called her last night. I'm like, I have a question about what I'm making for the group. What should I do? So she was right there to help. All right.
And I
so
loved it.
That's good. That made me feel good. I'll call you whenever I need help.
Yes.
All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be doing a 1 3/4 cup of water.
I think I need like a 2-gallon bag for this one.
I know, really, it's gonna be a really full one. But the good thing is all you still need are 2 extra seasonings. So Christopher, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, so with the cream of, do you think
Chicken.
it would still be good like if I did cream of celery or cream of potato or cream of mushroom?
Yeah. I
Oh,
don't know why you
sure.
couldn't. Yeah.
Okay.
They're
I-
all the same. They're
I-
all interchangeable.
Yeah, I'm like, I always didn't know if anybody tried it already and stuff. I'm like, I like to make things myself, but I always have my other half to think about.
All right. And then the 2 seasonings that we're gonna need for this one will be garlic. We need just 1 tablespoon this time of that particular seasoning. So just halfway full on the cap. And then the onion, you're only gonna need 2 teaspoons. Not teaspoons, yeah, teaspoons, sorry, only 2 teaspoons. of this. Like, don't do 2 tablespoons, just the teaspoons. If you already did 2 tablespoons, it'll just be extra seasoned.
Be very oniony.
Can have
Yes, it would
onion
be
breath
really
for
good.
days.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I like It's funny.
Can
I
you
don't know
believe
if
it's
it's-
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if it's appropriate to share, but I used some of my Tastefully Simple earnings and I got a new iPad with a digital planner and I'm learning
Nice.
how to use it. And so, but I just wanted to share that I was excited that I was able to use my Tastefully Simple money to purchase it.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Yeah.
That is
Awesome.
great.
Yeah,
That has
congratulations.
to
That's
feel
awesome.
really good.
Yeah, it did feel really good. My husband's like, well, how are you paying for that? I'm like, oh, I have my
Got my
Tastefully Simple
business.
money.
I
And
got
he
my
was like,
own
oh,
money.
good.
It's awesome. Yeah. Don't forget to get all of the air out of your bags, once you zhuzh that up. And for this particular meal, this one, you're gonna need mashed potatoes, when you're serving it. So you wanna make those up. And then, with this one, you're gonna be in the slow cooker. You'll be doing that for 6 to 8 hours. And then once you take it out, you can go ahead and slice that chicken up. And, it's served with the gravy from the slow cooker. So you'll put that over top of the chicken and the mashed potatoes. You know, you can do a veggie on the side, but this one, like I said, is just, ooh, it's delish. So,
I have a question.
yeah, go ahead, Amy.
If I want to cook like one of these like tomorrow night or Tuesday
Mhm.
night, I can just
Yeah.
leave it in the fridge, right? It should be okay
Right.
for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I
I always
think that-
suggest leaving one out and then, you know, throw the other ones in the freezer. So,
I think I'm gonna do that chicken one this week, maybe tomorrow.
yay,
Put
take a
the crock
picture.
pot one.
Let me see it.
I will. I'll send it to you because it sounds really good.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna, and there's so much of it. I think I'm gonna. I usually have dinner with my parents on Monday, so I think that's what we're having now for tomorrow night's dinner.
Oh, I hope they love it too. I can't wait to hear what they think.
I will. I'll let you know.
Yeah, sounds good. And then just give me a thumbs up, when you're ready to move on to the next one, and we'll be going on to the pulled pork. Root beer pulled pork is next. So I took my recipe books away, but our new 5 meal kits that we came out with this season, are a lot of times what we make our meal kits from. We've got a My Main Dish, and these are all like family friendly kind of meals. We've got our soups on. It's 5 different types of soups. Well, 4 soups and one. Yeah, I guess it's a chili. One's a chili. And then our Tex-Mex kit, and then we have a pasta lovers kit. And so those are all, that last one, they're all skillet meal, or they're all casserole meals. So those are what we have coming out, and then I have a few other ones up my sleeve that we'll maybe put in the mix too. So. All right, so for this next one, we're just gonna do 4 pounds of boneless pork loin added to the bag. So Deborah, is it hard getting used to that new device?
Yes, I put a digital planner on it and like my self-esteem took a hit,
Oh.
as I'm trying to figure it all out and I'm still like, I'm getting there, but it's
Give
just
yourself
a
the
learning
grace.
curve for me.
Yeah,
So,
well, with anything like that, it's always,
but yeah, I felt very cool. I mean, I got pen and the little
Nice.
stylus and
yes,
the
that's
keyboard.
awesome.
And so it's going to revolutionize my life. It's going to organize me and it's going to be
Mhm.
awesome.
You haven't been doing everything on your phone, have you, all this time?
Yes, I
You
have.
have. I
Wow,
did not
Yeah.
realize that. Wow.
Yeah.
that's
Mhm.
impressive.
Yeah, it is for sure. All right. So with this one, your pulled pork, we're gonna add half a can of root beer. And then you just get to drink the rest. How was smart, Amy. So you took the cup and you put it in like you took your can and put it in the
I
measuring cup.
measured it, yeah, so I could know exactly what was half.
That's very good. Very good. And then you're gonna need 1 tablespoon of ultimate steak seasoning for this one. And then 3/4 of a cup of the smoky bacon barbecue. And that's all you need for this one. And then obviously when you're serving it, these are pulled pork. It is pulled pork, so you could do it on a bun, or if you'd rather do it, just on your plate, that's fine. Or you could do it as a lettuce wrap. You could put it in a lettuce wrap if you wanted.
Mm.
So those are all options if you're looking, to like cut back on some of the carbs. So that's obviously a way that you could do that. And then this particular meal, you're gonna slow cook this one for 8 hours on low. And then again, you'll shred this one up as well when you take it out. And then they suggest putting it, once you've shredded it, putting it back in a slow cooker, because that way the juices are all there, kind of as like an au jus. How do you say that? Au jus?
Azu.
Yeah. The restaurant business there. You know. Lisa, are you prepping or are you just here? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
I didn't know if you were prepping tonight or not.
Not very talkative, Lisa. I'm just kidding.
She's fine doing her lesson plans for school.
No,
They went
I
back
got
last
that done.
week. They went back last Thursday. Well, she went back earlier than that.
I went back last Monday.
Oh, wow.
And Lisa's birthday was on the day they started school. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Like the day the kids came to school. So
Yeah.
It was the 8th, right?
Yeah.
Happy anniversary of life again.
love that. All right, when you're finished, give me a thumbs up and we'll move on. And like I said, if you haven't labeled your bags, make a point to go eventually go back and label them, because when they're frozen, a lot of them are going to look the same. So they'll be like, what's this? What was this?
Surprise.
Yeah,
Surprise dinner.
yeah,
Kelly,
exactly.
Carrie asked me to send you my her meals that she separated out, so I sent you a picture of them.
Oh, cool. I'll look. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Carrie, do you mind if we put this on our team page to
Yeah,
show
go
how you
for
can
it.
separate it out?
21
Okay.
meals right there for 2 people.
That is
so I love
amazing.
it. Yes. Oh yeah, thank you. No problem.
Deborah, will you do that later on? Will you share it? And just say, hey, even if you're a small family, family of 2, family of 1, this is a great way that you can do this. So
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
take care of it
Okay.
tonight.
that sounds good. Yeah, those look really good. I like how you did that. Had you been a prepper before, like back in the day?
Not really. I did a few times, but more towards the end of when I was a consultant, I was getting into it more. And then
Yeah.
just life happened, I just didn't, but this is just, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get back into it. So
Yeah. Well, I think that you're gonna love these. So which one is the one you're gonna do first? Do you have a meal picked out yet?
Yes,
Carrie?
I have the chicken and gravy in the fridge now for tomorrow.
Okay.
I hadn't
Sounds
had that in
good.
a while. I said, that sounds so good. And I got some potatoes.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we got dinner tomorrow night. So
That's
yes.
perfect. That's
Mhm.
perfect. So let me ask Deborah, so she'll know. So if Carrie is doing a smaller batch, how long does she need to cook that? Will it be the same amount
What
of
does the
time?
recipe call for?
So the chicken breast and gravy is usually 6 to 8 hours.
Honestly, if it's thawed, I would do like 2 to 4.
Okay. I didn't think about that. Good point.
Yeah, I think 6 to 8 would, since it's a smaller portion, I think most chicken is done within 2 to 4 hours. in the
Yeah, that
crock
seems
pot.
right. Okay.
I think a lot of times people overcook their chicken in the crock pot and it's, it's like
Dries it
dry.
out for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
That
point. I'll
was
have my
pretty good
husband check.
today. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to-
Yeah, it was good.
I don't think that was too dried out. I thought for sure it was going to be dried out because it cooked a little longer than I had planned, but think it's still, that one was pretty good. So,
The Marry Me.
yeah, Marry Me Chicken.
That was my that was like I was battling
That was
between.
pretty good.
I was like, I love that. That was one of the
Yeah.
ones I was really excited to try.
Yeah. So we came out with, Carrie and Amy, we came out with, they're called one pan meals and one pot meals. So we have, they're, super easy meals. And one of the ones that we came out with is our take. I guess there was some kind of magazine or something that had this recipe out there and it's been floating around for a while. And so it's called Marry Me Chicken. And it's a slow cooker dish. And it was so easy to put together and really had some great flavor. So we might even do some of those as meal prep, some of those meals and get those together too. Haven't decided yet, so we'll figure it all out. But there's more meals coming. That's one thing we do know for sure. So all right. Tracy and Amy, how are we doing? Are you ready to move on to the last meal?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Tracy's having a must
If you
everybody
could see
keep
what was going on behind the camera.
Dance, Judy, dance.
never a
Clown's
dull
supposed
moment
to
at your house,
arrive.
is it, Tracy? Never a dull moment.
Sorry, never here.
You're both doing great. You're both doing great. Keep going.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. Well, we're on to the last meal and it's only 7:42, so we're doing pretty good. All right, so this one is going to be the orange chicken, and we're going to put 3 pounds of chicken, and it can be any chicken that you wanted. 3 pounds of chicken in your bag. This was another one that we really, I'm very much into chicken though. So this was another one that was a real popular one at our house. So, and then you're going to need 1.5 cups of orange marmalade.
So
Amy,
I
that's
looked
nice.
this up and I measured it from the jar. And if I leave just a little bit on the bottom, I have exactly 1.5 cups. So
It's awesome. Very
Good
good.
thinking.
I like it.
I didn't want to put it out into a measuring cup. I didn't have to.
So for me, I'm like I'm not great cook. This Tastefully Simple has helped me become a much better cook. But I'm like, oh, the rule says I have to measure 1.5 cups. So I'm like taking it out, and then I'm like, that is really dumb. Why don't you just put it in there? So yeah, that's a good point. All right, you're gonna need just 1 tablespoon of soy sauce for this one.
That's like
Got a friend there.
This one sounds so good.
It actually is. It's a really good meal.
And
And
you know,
this one-
you could make this with other flavors of preserves. Like I was thinking like a cherry chicken
Oh,
would
yeah.
be
Oh.
delicious. Like you could use other flavors of preserves for sure.
Like a plum.
Mhm.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
thing I was gonna throw out for people that like sugar-free marmalades and jams and stuff, like mixing that into the equation too. Because a lot of
That's awesome.
sugars and stuff crystallize when they're cooking and stuff.
Okay.
But also if you're like worried about sugar intake and stuff, like sugar-free, I've worked with I've done this with like Thai food and other like Asian dishes that I've cooked.
Awesome. That's a good tip. Thank you.
Yep.
That's why they a lot of times talk about the sauces, our sauces. Like if you're grilling, say if you want more of a glossy look at the end, like glossy finish on the meat, you're gonna brush those glazes on right at the very end, so that you don't have that burning look on there. So. All right, so now this recipe does say it's optional, but if you want, you can add 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper chili flakes.
Amy, are you gonna add the chili flakes or not?
I am.
Okay, I
I
like
saw
it.
her reach in, I was like, she's going for it.
I was like, what the heck? I like spicy.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll
And then
try.
all we need are 2 more seasonings. We need 1.5 tablespoons of your garlic, and 1.5 tablespoons of the onion. And then you've got you have your 6 meals made. Crazy how fast it goes together.
Our record is 40 minutes.
Yeah, but I did talk tonight for a few minutes, so this one
Yeah.
might have beat that one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, I always feel so accomplished. I'm like,
I know, right?
you know, in 45 to 60 minutes, I've got 5 meals in the freezer ready to go.
Yeah.
And this one, we actually had a bonus meal, so it's like the sixth
Yeah.
one, so the only thing I would say is, yeah, and if I was making them alongside of all of you, it would double our time, because I can't, I'm like, oh, do that, and then so I'd be a hot mess, so that's why I just read the instructions now, so I've learned over the years. So, and with the orange chicken, you're gonna need two things. You'll want rice, if you want to have it on a better rice, and you will want the cornstarch. You're gonna end up using cornstarch to like thicken, to make the sauce thicker. But when you have this in the slow cooker, it's gonna cook on low for 4 to 6 hours, and then at the end, for a little thicker sauce, you'll remove the chicken, and then make sure you cover that in foil so it stays nice and warm. Sorry, and then you're gonna add a tablespoon of cornstarch, with a tablespoon of water, and then stir that slowly into the slow cooker, and then allow your sauce to thicken up, for about 20 minutes, and then put the chicken back in the sauce. So. And then Deborah, if you don't mind, maybe touching base with Carrie and talking to her about like the cook times that you think would be best for all of these.
Okay.
Because like most of them are like 7 to 8 hours, and with being a
Okay.
smaller portion, she's probably gonna want to do a little less on that, so she doesn't end up going like, this was like shoe leather and I don't like it.
Right.
So
Right. Good
yeah, and
call.
Carrie, I'm sure
Yeah,
you
I
can figure it
agree.
out yourself, but
I think 2 to
but-
3 hours is definitely gonna be good. Yeah, I'm glad you
Yeah.
mentioned that, because I wouldn't have thought about that, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, so that's it. You've made your meals.
So,
It's fun.
so
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
oh god.
Thanks for all coming too.
Yep.
So, and I can't
Quick
wait to
que-
hear what you think of the meals. Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead, Christopher.
Yeah, just a quick question as a consultant. The slow cookers, like, are they big, like, are they good big sellers to push, or like, do you guys get good feedback from them? Is this the time to like start pushing them? And like,
Slow cooker meals are, I think, are always they are very popular, and we did them for August because with going back to school, we know a lot of people have, like, if you're a teacher, you're back in and crazy schedules, or school counselor, crazy schedule. Just the school schedule in general is crazy. Sports schedules, for people who have children. So this can take the burden off. And two, in the summer when it's 95 to 100 degrees out and it's hot and it's humid, the last thing you want to do is turn your oven on and be making your house even hotter. So that's why we decided that for August this was a perfect fit. But this workshop could be redone at any time, they're not meals that have to be done, in the summer. I mean, we just called it a summer slow cooker. So, and I have other ones that from a long time ago, that I'm going to kind of go through and see if there's some of those that we can work back in and
Yeah.
maybe alternate. Because if you think about it, we just have 4 meal kits and we just kicked off the new season. And the other thing is too, we could always do a cookie workshop, a cookie prep workshop.
We
The only
should
thing
do
with
that close to Christmas. That would be
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah, so right at the end of towards the end of November, or very beginning of December. And then we
Mhm.
don't bake the cookies together, but what we do is we make the dough, and we wouldn't, if I'm at a workshop in person, a lot of times we'll actually we'll make the dough balls so they're ready to roll. But in this case, probably we'll roll it into one log and then you can slice it, and it probably would be easier because it takes, if you thought the Burger Mania took a long time, rolling cookie dough balls, that takes a really, really long time. Because
That would. I got carpal tunnel from the Burger Mania. We were,
We got a lot of
I
burgers.
patted and rolled and shaped and
It was a lot of burgers, but they were really good, weren't they?
they were delicious.
Yeah. That Bayou Bourbon burgers.
Yeah.
My favorite. So yeah. But
awesome.
we appreciate you all coming tonight, and then I will.
Thank you,
I'll-
Carrie
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
and Amy.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Amy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys. Thank you all for
And
the
thank
help. I
you, team.
appreciate it. Nice meeting you.
Well, we
Yeah.
can't wait to hear what y'all think, and if you have questions about any of the recipes, Deborah will help us. No, I'm just kidding. I'll help too. And then we'll let you know once we have our next schedule out, but we'll have one in September. It's usually the second or third Sunday of the month.
Great.
Okay.
Great. Thanks
I'm
again.
thinking-
Thanks so much. Everybody take
Thank
care.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Take care.
See ya. I'm gonna,